carry out this project, we will use 3 pencils of different denomination. The 6B, that is one of the soft pencils, the 2H, which is one of the hard ones, and the HB, that is one of the intermediate ones. In addition, we will use any of the types of shading that we have worked in our first class. At the beginning, we will choose the shadows that are in the background. Therefore, they will be the darkest ones. We will use the technique of cross-hatching. I am using the 6B pencil to give it more depth. As I get closer to the bottom, I leave out the cross-hatching and squeeze the pencil a bit more. I can do the same here. Do not worry if your pads or your cross-hatching do not come out perfectly. You can still use the type of shading with which you feel most comfortable. To make the areas that already have a little more light, we are going to use the 2H pencil. Because by being harder, it will allow us to achieve intermediate tones. And to shade this, I will use the technique of tilting my pencil. Remember, as we get closer to the bottom, we press a little more to make it much darker. Don't you like the cross-hatched path you've left with the pencil? You already know that using the paper blending stamp, you can make that look blurred with better transitions. And if you think you have to paint darker here, then you use the 6B pencil, which we have here. We also could pass or use the paper blending stamp through the contours. Using HB pencil, we will make our pier. Remember, the hardest the pencils, such as H or intermediate like HB, are going to help us creating intermediate tones. In other cases, we'll create stronger shades if we press a little more the pencil. If I press a little more the pencil, I have a greater depth at the bottom. It is darker. Then, finally, we blur the contours. We can do the same with our pitch. It could happen that our paper blending stamp, since it is being used more than once, has stained the tip. In that case, we use our little sandpaper, which we have here, and we pass it gently. Done. We can get back to keep blurring again as if it were new. We could add some darkness to the bottom so that the object has greater volume, and we blur only the contour. We're going to use our 2H pencil and the cross-hatching technique to shade the peach. On the other hand, the greater the separation between lines, there will be more light. But if we join or overlap more lines, one on top of the other, it will be seen as if it were dark. In the case of using the cross-hatching, it is no longer necessary to use the paper blending stamp. We can use the technique of cross-hatching using the HB pencil. Use different techniques to carry out a project that is more vibrant, much more fun, and also complex. It allows us to practice the different techniques that we are learning during this session. Remember, when we work with the shading of the cross-hatching technique, it is not necessary to pass the paper blending stamp. And now I leave the half of the work for you to finish it with the pencils we have chosen, or you can add other ones.